Hey guys, welcome back to the shop. This next little video series is going to be on selecting ammunition for your lightweight budget backcountry rifle. So if you remember our previous episodes, what we decided to go with was a Tikka T3X. This one's chambered in 6.5 Creedmoor. So this is going to be our sheep gun, our deer gun, a gun that our youth can shoot, our wives. And if you do choose to it, you can hunt elk with it. We've probably got about 8 to 10 of these rifles out in the field now, and we've heard back from the guys and they're actually dropping elk with these rifles. The longest one I've heard of so far is at 320 yards. So it is doable. This is a all-around do everything rifle. So if we just review what we did to this is a stock. We haven't upgraded the stock because again we want to keep this video series kind of going with the budget line, not too crazy on the bank account. Factory barrel, we did add a muzzle brake and we had the trigger tuned. So for less than $500 worth of gunsmithing, I made a big change to the rifle. Right now I have tally rings on this with a Mark IV Leupold scope. I'm only doing this for my load development just because it has 25 power magnification. This won't be the scope that's going to be staying on this rifle, but we're doing this just for the load development. And of course our cheek rests that are custom made by us, and that's just to get your proper eye relief when you are shooting. Harris bipod on the bottom. This season we are going to be looking for a lighter weight bipod that's under a pound. Harris bipods are awesome. I've used them for years, but they are heavy. And if you have a backpack system where you have a built-in scabbard, they can hang up in your scabbard. Happened to me several times this year, just catching edges and stuff. So this year I am going to be looking for a lighter weight option and something that's nice and rigid and shoots well with the gun. So we're going to go down two different roads in our load development. One is going to be sticking with the Hornady ELDX. It's 143 grain, 6.5 millimeter bullet. And this is the hunting line that Hornady puts out. The thing about Hornady that's great is they make very affordable, high quality ammunition. So this is the Hornady Precision Hunter. It's also 143 grain bullet, ELDX, chambered in 6.5 Creedmoor. You can buy these for between $38 and $42 if you shop around here in Calgary in Alberta. Unfortunately, the guys that usually have the best stock are Cabela's. And for whatever reason, they're way more than everybody else, sometimes as much as $10 extra a box. So if you can avoid going to Cabela's, I would do it. But if you do find them there, because they are owned by Bass Pro now, they will price match, but it's just a pain to do. The only reason we're not going to be trying out Berger, for two reasons. Number one, I couldn't find any on the shelves. Apparently they've been bought out, so there is supply issues that are supposed to be short-lived. But the second reason is again, we want to keep this budget and we want to keep it fairly easy, something that someone can always go and just pick up at the store if they want to go hunting. So if you do have this rifle set up and you're going to be doing a destination hunt where you're not allowed to bring reloaded ammunition on an airplane, we're going to try to reload it very similar to the boxed ammunition as far as velocity. And that way, when you do go to make custom turrets, whether it's reloaded ammunition or boxed ammunition, your turrets are going to be accurate. The second one that we're going to try this year, and this is the first time I've ever tried them, is Barnes. Now this is tipped TSX. It's a 120 grain bullet. The only reason I'm trying these is we heard a podcast with Randy Newberg, and I guess down in the States they've identified that a lot of birds of prey are dying, like hawks, eagles, that kind of stuff, because they're eating gut piles from hunted animals, harvested animals, where lead has gone through the organs that are left in the field. The birds eat the organs and then they end up dying. So in some states apparently it's already illegal to use lead bullets. I thought I'd just give them a try. If they work, great, fine. If not, we're going to go back to what we know with. The powder I'm going to be using is Hodgdon 4350. You can use several different types of powder. I've used this one for several years. I've used it on hot days, used it on cold days. I've chronographed both, and I've proven that this gunpowder is very stable in the extreme temperatures. In Alberta here, we can be shooting -40 and sometimes +35. So a huge wide range of temperatures. So we want a gunpowder that has a consistent velocity through those temperatures. We don't want to have a different load for every different season. We want to keep it simple. So we are going to be using this. So that's going to be our video series. In the next video series, I'm going to pull these apart and actually dissect them to see exactly how match grade they are. And if we just want to talk about match grade ammunition, there's a few things you want to look for. Number one, the bullet. You want a bullet that's consistently the same weight and has consistently the same thickness of copper jacket on the outside of that lead core. That's going to make it fly true. We're going to want a bullet with a boat tail, and we want it with a high ballistic coefficient, so it's efficient flying through the air, and that does a few things for us. It drops less, it's less affected by the wind, and when it does hit our animal, it's going to hit it with more energy than a non-efficient bullet would do. Brass cases, we're going to measure and we're going to see how uniform they are. So when I say uniform, I mean how much do they weigh case to case. We're going to look at the gunpowder amount, and when I pull these bullets apart, the factory loaded ammunition, we're going to see if the gunpowder amount is consistent. When we reload our own ammunition using our own gunpowder, we're measuring to the 1/10 of a grain, so really high tolerances. So we're going to see if the Precision Hunter ammo has very high tolerances as far as gunpowder goes as well. I have chronographed some of this ammunition out at the range, and it is fairly good, but we're going to see what the gunpowder amounts are like and go from there. And the other thing that can make or break ammunition is a primer. So you want high quality match grade primers, and that's basically just going to give you the same spark every time, primer to primer. It's not going to vary too much, which if it does vary, it can vary your velocity. So those are the things we're going to be checking out in the next little while. We got all season now in December to try out all the new toys. And the other reason I want to get this set up is coyote season's coming up. So a lot of our hunting season, in our areas anyways, we didn't notice the animals like we have in the past. But a lot of predators. We came across a lot of wolf tracks, a lot of coyote tracks. So for me, this winter I'm going to be targeting those animals. So coyotes, wolves, if you're watching the video, we're coming for you. We'll talk soon, guys.